Good morning, everybody. This is Judy at Artistic Artifacts, and we are located in Alexandria, Virginia, where we do have a brick and mortar store, as well as online where you can shop 24/7. So we hope that you have the opportunity to become part of our community, either live in person in the store or online with us. So we're happy that you're here. We very much look forward to reaching a broader audience to grow our community. It's a very creative, encouraging community, and we have a lot of really cool people that shop here, work here, support us. It's really quite wonderful. So we do have one comment sold this month. It's been a little bit busy. I know you guys have been busy too. I'm sure there's been lots of graduations. June also happens to be a very big birthday month for my family, so it's pretty much non-stop partying. And you know what happens when the party stops is you have to clean up. But anyway, so I know everybody's kind of busy, and we do appreciate that. And as well as, I don't know about you, but I came home last night and my husband had gone to the garden center, which used to be when he went to the food store, it was dangerous. Now he's into gardening, and of course, May is the time when you want to plant things in Virginia, and he can get a lot of plants in his little Mini Cooper. So it's quite interesting. He has great taste in plants, but okay. Yeah, I know. So we know that this is a busy month for everyone. We do have, as I said, the comment sold is going to be on the 22nd of June, and we're going to be all about threads, hand stitching threads, showing you some samples. We have a Facebook Live next week to kind of give you a little bit of a preview, and then we will have the comments sold on the 22nd. So when we say comments sold, that's our live shopping app. We will actually have a live sale, and you get to the live sale by going to your app store and downloading Artistic Artifacts app. We have lots of directions on the website. Email us if you have any questions about it, but it's a whole different selling platform from our website. And the attempt is to do things special there that are one of a kind, very unique, and it might be kits, it might be assemblages, it might be handcrafted textiles from around the world, but it's those things that we don't put on our site. So it's great to be able to shop both sites, and you'll find some very different things. So that's coming up. And as I said, the next week's Facebook Live is about threads. But this week, we're talking about garment fabrics. So the market is telling us that you are sewing a lot more of your own clothing. I know there's been a cycle. Many people grew up with their mothers making sewing, or you did it yourself, and then your kids said, I'm only going to buy it at the store, I'm not going to sew it. Well, now there's just a really big growth in creating your own clothes. And true to our form, if you're going to go through and sew clothing, please use the best quality materials that you can afford. And that is different for everyone. But if you're going to sew it, make sure you do your measurements. Make sure you make if you've never sewn before or very little, test it out on muslin. You can make a sample of a garment in muslin, and you can come to the dye class and we'll just dye it, and so you can use it too. So we can do all those things. But I think the one thing, I was doing sewing clothing way back in the 70s, and we couldn't find the really good fabric. So here I was in the middle of a draping class with some really crappy knit, and or it was rayon that was ugly. So we have just a plethora of fantastic fabrics now, and we have. I was amazed. I stopped pulling because this table was going to be up to here with the amount of garment fabrics we have. And when a customer comes in, we think we don't have enough garment fabrics for them. But we do have a lot. We don't specialize in it, but we have many fabrics that may be traditionally for quilting or bags that can transition into clothing depending on where you live. So, is anybody with me? Has anybody been sewing garments? You know, a top, a skirt, a jacket? Anybody out there doing that?
Well, Leslie logged on, so maybe we'll see.
Leslie,
maybe she's finally started.
How about Beth? Is Beth with us? I know Beth does some really a lot of nice garments, but I don't know if you're there, but it might be, you know, an opportunity that you're interested in trying. So we are working on revamping not revamping, but adding some better clothing patterns, and we also have little girls patterns we'll show you some samples that are absolutely awesome. But we're big fans of Fit for Art. What were you going to say, Kyle?
Oh, Susan Bentley sewing her own garments right now.
Oh, Susan, yes. You are too.
We've got Carmen, says they're nearly there. Leslie's got her machine set up now.
Woohoo, Leslie!
Carol Blake is just starting. Good. Jen said me.
Jen, yes, yeah. Jen, definitely. So, me, not so much. But we'll get into options if you decide you don't want to show garments, because of course we cover that as well. Good. I do, as I said, we are looking at what the market is telling us, and the market is telling us that this is happening. So that's what's going on. That's why we're trying to focus and let you know what we do have. But as I said, we are great fans of Fit for Art. Fit for Art, we are just the whole concept of how they work their patterns is pretty fantastic. They do, Carrie and Ray do fittings, and you do a muslin, and once you get your pattern set, then you can have options. You can do a different shawl collar line. You can do a different yoke. You can do changes to your basic patterns. This is all stuff I learned in college, which I promptly dumped out of my head, but I did learn all of this. They are fantastic seamstress and wonderful teachers. So we have them teach here. They have great blogs. We've done some work together. So really the concept of how they work their patterns is pretty fantastic. The other patterns that we have are Grainline Studio. So this again is somebody who is has been working with garments for quite a long time. You will notice that I'm not mentioning Vogue, Simplicity. Those are not, those are still great. But what I mean for the independent quilt store, they're not a great investment, because in Northern Virginia, we have Joann's. So, and Joann's has those patterns on sale every day. So buy the pattern there if you really want it, and buy the fabric from us, or try some of our patterns. Now, what you will find, and I really didn't get this, but what I consider a hardcore seamstress, somebody who's been doing it a long time, like Fit for Art and Grainline, they're going to have instructions and pattern pieces and that type of stuff that are pretty good. If you have somebody who is traditionally in the quilting industry, like Indigo Junction, their directions are going to be a little bit tricky, and their pattern pieces are going to be a little bit larger. So their pieces of garment fabric are going to be a little bit larger, which is not a hardcore seamstress way. Did that make sense? I mean, I tried Indigo Junction. I sewed a couple vests and that kind of stuff. But she was primarily in the quilting industry. She was not in the garment sewing industry. Okay, Kyle's laughing. Somebody must have said something funny.
Grandma's putting you on blast right now.
Oh, great.
She said you helped, what is it? Julie's senior prom.
Yes.
And then she said, I used to sew for you all the time.
Yes, she did. She did, and I sewed for 4 years through college, and promptly said, no, I'm buying my clothes. So, And now look at me now. I'm back. I stopped making my clothes because I went and worked for a department store and I got a really great employee discount, so I could buy designer clothes and not have to sew them.
Here's two cool ones real quick. Sorry. Christine made their own graduation dress.
Yes.
1968.
Ooh, cool.
Then what is it? Beth Richardson's daughter was featured on TV for the revival of sewing. She was 7. Apparently, this was 18 years ago.
Oh, Claire was? Oh, that's so funny. That's great.
They were at G Street.
They were at G Street. Wonderful. Well, the revival has kept going. That is for sure. And Claire worked with us for a little while, too. She didn't tell me that one. But anyway, so I do believe that there is people who are making some choices and are choosing to sew. So what do we have at Artistic Artifacts? We have fabrics online that are available, and it's a garment section. So you can purchase with us online with confidence that we have quality products. So one of the things that I always think about is, well, what is the drape? Well, we finally have received some rayon from the Aboriginal inspired fabrics. And this is rayon. This is going to be a wider piece. I was supposed to look at that before I got online. I want to say it's not 42 inches. It's probably 52 inches. And we can check that. But if you want to look at drape, this is double-sided. This is single-sided. So there's that drape. Now we have lots of patterns. So this is M&S Textiles rayon here. So it's all going to work the same way. Here's this one, which I absolutely love, nice and bright rayon. This is M&S Textiles. This is all going to be in the garment section. So here we go there. So again, if you're going to sew something, use the best materials that you can afford and make it unique. Make it your own. Test some things. Play with some things. This is Cloud 9. And this is Daisy Pink Rayon. So this is a rayon just like the M&S Textiles is a rayon. They're going to have similar drape. They are not real heavy. They're nice and lightweight, but they are rayon. Okay.
I've got a question about your outfit.
I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a minute. This is Cloud 9 rayon also. So these are all printed. These are cotton. And these are cotton lawn. So what we have found is sometimes with, this happens with Kaufman, so we might get a collection. Leslie Tucker Jennison does this. So she will have quilting cottons made in a collection. She'll have cotton lawn made in several, and then Essex will be printed with some of her patterns. So that's a really cool thing that Robert Kaufman, who's the manufacturer for Leslie Tucker Jennison, does with some of her fabrics. And I'll show you some of that in a minute. But Anna Maria Horner, I don't know about you, but I think of her as a quilter. So, but yet she is promoting and creating garment fabric. Excuse me. So here's a cotton. And then this is, I'll be right back. Here it's coming. This is cotton lawn from Leslie Tucker Jennison. And this is, you can quilt with this if you want, that's okay. But you also can make garments with it. and it's nice and lightweight. It has a nice hand to it, bright colors, because we know all these quilters are making some fabulous fabrics, and you can make a very unique top, pants. Can everybody see the drape on these guys? I want you to really see how nice this fabric is. It is priced on the half yard like all of our fabrics are, so they're in there online. This is another one. It's just a really great, you know, that's what would you be wanting if so? Okay, so the difference between buying online and buying in person. Okay, buying in person, you can touch and feel it. I can assure you that this feels very nice, and that if I had a garment made out of it, it would flow very nicely. The drape is the other thing you're going to want to know. What else do you want to know? These are all color fast. They're all going to be, I mean, they're nice. I don't know what happens when you wash them. Whenever you're creating a garment, you always have to pre-wash your fabric or pre-treat your fabric in the way that you're going to treat your finished garment. So if you're good with a dry cleaner, you should dry clean your fabric, because dry cleaning will eliminate some shrinkage that might occur in washer and dryer. But you want to make sure, if I'm going to dry clean my dress rather than wash my dress, you want to treat your fabric before. All right, so we do have cotton lawns. These are 44 width. These are wider, which I will measure them and make sure, because I didn't. Let me just do that right now. Kyle, show them the quilt.
Jen, why did you spoil it? She told everybody what you're wearing.
Oh, told you to wait, Jen.
We had a whole thing. We were going to build up the suspense, do a drum roll. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. So, the quilt behind me is a kit. So that is a finished sample by Sue, who does a fabulous job. She is our quilter.
I don't think they can hear you.
They can't hear me? Then you talk.
It's directional.
Okay, 54 inches.
50 what inches? And what were you saying about the quilt?
54 inches. These are 54 inches wide, which is, I was close. I thought it was 52.
We have a question. What's the purple one?
Purple one.
Jen, I was just kidding. Jen.
I
was just kidding, I
promise. The purple one is cotton. It's a Free Spirit fabric, Vivacious Fan Club Plum from Anna Maria Horner. And it's 54 inches. If this is. Okay, and then this. All right, now for our advertisement. This is Juxtaposition Quilt. Again, the market is telling us that our customers want kits. Now, if you've been with me since the beginning of this store and this business, you know I have not been a very good kit person. So we're working really hard to bring you what we consider unique kits. So this is done with Kaffe black and whites, and then I want to say it's a 5x5 or a 10x10. I did not make this one, but I think we have a couple of different color options. Chris can put the link in for you. But these, we do have a tremendous amount of kits that, well, I say tremendous amount because it's more than we've ever done before, but this is one right back from the long armor, so it's really pretty cool. And I have to say, sometimes the pictures don't do it justice. This picture that she did just looks a little different. I'm really glad that we made the sample, because I think the sample is much more spectacular than the picture on the patterns, which happens. They're doing it for, usually these pattern makers are making quilts for display for the manufacturers, and they might have a manufacturer that they work with and take the pictures. But anyway, that's more than you need to know. All right. So any questions on the cotton and rayon that we've got so far?
I'm scrolling. We had a very active comment section.
All right, that's good. It's always nice to know that
Nope, I think we're good.
we're good. Okay, all right. So since Jen told you about my dress, we're going to show you the dress. So Elizabeth, who has just joined the team at Artistic Artifacts, made this dress. We picked out the fabrics, and this is Tilda. Okay, so this is a traditional quilting, what we would consider quilting fabric, and she made this great grain line dress. So I think she did a fabulous job. I love the fabrics. I mean, this is the new, brand new Tilda. Wouldn't this be great in a dress? And it's comfortable. It's good. It's not heavy. It's, you know, I can wear this now because, of course, if we're making samples, I get to wear them. So, some quilting cotton, especially Kafe. Kafe is a little lighter weight, and that is specific. He specifies the weight of his fabric so that it crosses over. His hand wovens, his shot cottons, his prints. He is a very big garment quilter, and that fabric easily crosses over to garments. So all of the Kafe that we have works as well.
Does it have pockets?
No, no pockets.
I'm sure you could put pockets in it, though.
Jen could put pockets in it.
Jen could put pockets on anything.
Yes. All right. So if you just look at the whole store is quilting cottons, you have lots of opportunity. And look, we made it unique. I mean, everything, we made this choice. The yoke, the collar. I mean, it's really, really unique. And that's, I think, you know, if you're a difficult fit like I am, I don't do well with clothes in the store. That's the other thing, is that you can make it to fit you and to flatter you regardless of what your size and shape is. And that is a big advantage to buying things, buying clothing. Okay, we have more, and I'm going to have to talk a lot faster. We have Indian cottons. So these, you know, I went to India and picked these out. I was allowed in a warehouse. It was pretty freaking wonderful. These are natural dyes. This fabric is very thin. It is the most comfortable fabric on earth. We use this to make our clothing, our dresses that we now are bringing in from India. We have made dresses, tops, vests. It's all of a function of this Indian cotton. So these two are natural dyes, and you can see that they are a very unique color. You are not going to find that made in the US. This is very unique to them. Block printed fabrics. We have lots and lots of block printed fabrics. They make wonderful tops, pajama pants, all kinds of things. We'll show you a couple. But this, you wash it, dry it, or wash it and hang it up. It's so easy. It's so soft. It's really wonderful. I think I wear Indian clothing all throughout. Stuff made with Indian fabrics all year round. It's just very, very comfortable for me. Then we have Indian ikats. So these are woven. An ikat is a paint where something has been dyed to give you kind of what we consider a flame stitch. We've had ikats from Bali and we've had ikats from India, and these are lighter weight. Like the cotton shots of Kafe, this is lightweight. Nice, it's great. If you're gonna put pants, I would recommend lining the top. Also, if you're making pants, I would line the top here. I think Jen found that out also. This was a vest that was from Fit for Art, which has some facings on it. that helps stabilize the fabric. But this is really comfortable, and Fit for Art has a blog post. So yeah, so this is the ikat, and then the cotton was a little bit of a lining that did some facings. There's a blog post. This is, they do these square armholes and things. Again, we made it our own here. All right. I'm going to backtrack a little bit. These are very popular patterns in our store. Nancy made those, one of our team members who had worked with us in the past. This is K Fabrics. This is Tilda Fabrics. Urban Princess pattern. So this is the same pattern made in different fabrics. So these are perfect, very, very popular patterns for us. Everybody keeps asking for the adult size, but we haven't found it yet. This is gauze that we had. We do not have this anymore, but it's an illustration of this pattern too for little girls. Nancy also made this and did a wonderful job.
Practicing for her grandbaby.
She had 2 granddaughters she was making stuff for. She was doing great. We talked about quilting cottons. These are, Eleanor made these. This is with the quilting cotton that is Aboriginal inspired. It was an indigo junction pattern. We don't have the pattern anymore, but again, if you look at the idea.
Man, do they have that in an adult size? Because that's really cool colors.
I know.
I'd wear that right now.
You'd wear that right now, wouldn't you? Okay.
You're going to put me in that
and
when I was
little pull-up pants.
Oh man, wonder if that fits Leo. Caitlin, are you? Oh no, she's at the beach.
She's not.
Gotta get Leo to model.
This is, again, quilting cottons. Wonderful. Simply Elegant Tea. Chris made this out of quilting cotton. So you could do this same pattern out of rayon, out of Indian cottons, and quilting cottons. So everything we have in the store will work. It'll be wonderful. Okay, this is a dress we had made. So we do have this in the store. And this is with the Indian block printed fabric. So we still cover you if you don't want to make the garment yourself. We do have some garments that we're working on bringing into the US from there. But this is a quilting cotton. Again, it is the most comfortable. Chris made some pajama pants, pull-on elastic pants from the India fabric. She says she lives in these when she does, I mean, they're just really, really comfortable. So, and the Indian fabric, you definitely want to wash it. As I think I've told you guys before, India does not have washing machines. They do not have an excessive amount of water to clean clothing, fabric, that type of thing. So we wash everything when we get it here. And you need to wash it when you get it to your house to use it. All right, so ikats. These are India ikats here. Then we have some other unique Indian fabric that kind of has a cantha stitch to it. These are birds.
That would look cool in a shirt.
That would look cool in a shirt.
Very David Bowie. I don't know why.
All right, I told you about the cotton lawn. Okay, so when I first went to Indonesia, I wanted to do unique batiks. Everyone over there was saying, do you want to buy USA batiks? I didn't want to buy USA batiks because I can buy them in the US. So most of the batiks that I bought were something that was unusual, more of what they would use in the Indonesian market. So you would see men's shirts made out of these kind of batik fabrics. All of that batik started as sarongs and as clothing in Indonesia. So now we have the whole world of batiks that occurs, And I have to say the Indonesians, I think, do a really pretty fine job of it. And that's great for shirts and pants as well. And this one, these are some more cotton lawns. Okay, then we get to Essex cotton linen blend. So I was talking, this is a Leslie Tucker Jennison pattern. Doesn't that look fabulous? Well, this would be a great dress, especially now with summer and the white. That is wonderful. Then we have some, let's see, I think this is linen and cotton. This is from a company called Figo. Makes some very, very cool patterns. It's printed also a little bit differently. And so when you get into these, once you start adding linen, it's very breathable, but it's going to, the weight of it's going to be a little bit heavier. We also have a lot of Essex from Kaufman. So this is what they call a homespun, which we have, and this is what they call hand dyed. So you can see kind of the difference. The white is a little bit stronger. Kaffe does shot cottons. So we have a number of Kaffe shot cottons. So this is going to be similar to the weight of the Indian ikats. These are woven in India. That's where they come from. This is peppercorn shot cotton. We really like this. We had it at the beginning when the store first opened. This is heavier than the Indian shot cotton. So I'm guessing this is woven someplace else, Portugal, Spain. And so that's a little bit heavier, but great for clothes. So we've added some colors new. And then the other thing that Tilda does is they have chambrays. I don't know, we used to wear chambray shirts a long time ago, but you can wear, you know, the shirts with the pants, the other things. So that's more. And we have many colors of that. Okay. How are we doing, Kyle? What time is it?
10:05.
10:05. Okay.
Do we have the Radiance PDF, the silk/cotton?
Radiance, we used to carry it, but nobody bought it from us. I ended up dyeing it. So it's something that we can get. Please email us of your interest. We can check the current price on it. But we did have Radiance for quite a number of years. And I ended up dyeing most of it myself.
We've only got one person asking right now.
Yeah,
so.
but that's okay. If you're interested, we can see if it's still being made and what the availability of it is. This is an old shop sample. We don't even have the pattern anymore. Denise made it, but this is, again, batik. So you have some, everybody in Indonesia wears batik, so it's nice and airy. These are two of our current dresses that we have with the Indian. This is a vest and this is a dress that is from the Indian printed cottons. This is from a vintage Kantha blanket. It's been made into a jacket, and I know that there's some controversy about old quilts here in the United States being made into clothing, and are we, damaging our history? I'm not sure how to approach that. I haven't read enough about it, but we are buying vintage items from India and making them into garments. Jen is a big clothing sewer. She's got Kaffe, because we had Kaffe here, so Jen had a nice Kaffe drawstring pants. What I loved about this is if you look at her pant leg, look at what she did. She used different fabrics. I just think it's great. Fun. Versus, look how interesting that is. Make it your own.
We had a question about the pattern the jackets were made from.
No pattern. They're made. It's an Indian. They're made in India, so we don't have a pattern for that. This is. She's made a couple of shirts from the Bond top So this is, again, a basic top, and then you can determine what length you want it in. This is a Sew Liberated pattern, I think. Sew to Grow pattern. Sorry. And again, Jen does sew enough that she can make some changes to that. And again, I think it takes only a couple of them. But I love, look at this one with African fabrics. Oh, I didn't even bring African fabrics in. This is the Bondi top. We have a selection of Indian fabrics. But if you look at how she's changed it up, she took the pattern piece and she added different fabrics to it. So there's much, much more here. Jen's really been sewing. This is a pattern that we have from Casey Stevens, 1 yard minimalist top. This has been a popular pattern too. So, and you're gonna see that there are fewer pattern pieces and larger pieces when you go to something like that. Easy patterns usually are bigger pattern pieces, less pattern pieces. So you just be aware of that difference. Okay, Kyle, we have to go work the store to this morning, so we're running over a little bit. We have Michelle with us today. If you can come by and see us, we would love that. It would be great. There's a wonderful Bernina sale going on. We'd love to put you into a Bernina sewing machine that works for you. And don't forget, the comment sold on the 22nd. And if I forgot anything else, I'm sure Chris will put it in the notes. So thank you for joining us. I hope you have a very creative day.